Hi, this is Kayla from the Salty Yankee, and this is the Design Space tutorial for the cylinder box. I'm going to show you how to bring in the appropriate files and also how to attach the lines and show you what the pieces look like. So first I'm going to go into Upload and go to Upload Image and Browse. And I'm going to bring in the files that I need for the version that I'm doing. So let me show you here. These three files are going to come in your zip folder. The one that says cylinder box is the main file. That's the one that's got the dashed score line, or I'm sorry, the dashed cut lines, and it's for if you're using foam strips to attach the two top pieces. If you watch the assembly video, you can see I show you two different options, because if you do not have foam strips, I've got this here, the cylinder box connector. It's a piece that replaces foam strips. I don't recommend it. If you have foam strips, I would say use those. It's a lot easier. But if you don't have them, this is an option to use instead. And then this one here, it says cylinder box Xander and Rose. If you are coming from Susie's subscription at Xander and Rose, this is the file that she used. It's just a little bit different. She uses score lines, and she sort of folded hers over, and she uses, I think she uses Barely Arts foam strips, but this is the file. If you're following along with her, this is the file that she is using. So right now I am going to bring in this one, and I'm going to bring in this one, because I'm going to show you both using foam strips and not. So let me go in here, and I'm going to bring in my cylinder box, open and continue. And then I'm also going to bring in that connector. Again, if you have foam strips, you do not need the connector. So if you look, there's instructions right here that says set entire file to 20 by 20. And this one here, set entire file to 20 wide. So I'm going to come up here to the width, make sure my lock is on, and change the width to 20. And then same over here, I'm going to change the width to 20, and now it's 20 by 20. Just make sure when you're changing your dimensions that that little lock is turned on. So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to delete these little guide boxes. It's all one piece, so I can just move it over and tap delete. Before I do that, let me just show you. It does show what's the top, what's the bottom, and what's the insert. So after you cut, if you wanted to bring this back up, you can use this as a sort of reference, like, okay, what was this circle? I can't remember. It shows you which is the top, bottom, and which one's the insert. But I did add some markings on these to kind of distinguish it once you've already cut. So the top has the solid circles, and the top has this shorter, long rectangle. The bottom, the circles have these slits in them, and I'll show you what that's for. We're going to put a ribbon through that. And the bottom tab, it's a little bit taller, and it also has this little tiny circle cut out to kind of just show you, like, hey, this is the bottom. And then the insert is kind of obvious. It's got the little X's or holes where you're going to put your things, and it's got these little tabbies here to add the circle to. And then for your connectors, it's just these two identical sort of tabby pieces. So let me move this and delete that. We don't need it anymore. Now this gray piece right here, this is for your acetate. So the width of this is going to be exact to what you need for this project. So if you're going to resize this, make sure you select everything and you move it all together. Now the height of this can vary. So right now I have it at 5.84 tall. So whatever you're putting in there, your lip glosses, I was thinking about putting up some rolled up money in there. Just adjust the height of this based on your item. So if I have, let's say I have a lip gloss, I'm going to bring in a shape, just a rectangle. And let's say my lip gloss is a 1/2 inch wide, and it's 3 inches tall. Oh, hold on. 3 inches tall, 1/2 inch wide. I can use this to kind of see, okay, if I put my lip gloss here at the bottom, I'm going to have so much extra room. Maybe I'm going to pull this down and make it a little bit shorter. But the way I've got it now is the way I'm going to keep it, because I'm doing Pez. I have not measured my Pez yet, but when I do, I will put the dimensions right here for you in case you want to do Pez. Okay, so let's go in and first let's talk about the insert based on what you want to put in. So your insert will come with these 3 X's in them. Now these are super versatile because you can just shove things down into them. So like chapstick, like I said, rolled up money, lip gloss, a lollipop, things like that. You can just shove them in because it's just an X. But if you wanted to add something different, like say a Pez dispenser or a chocolate bunny, just measure what you want to put in here. Make a circle or a rectangle or whatever shape based on that, and then slice it in here. So let's do the Pez one. I don't have the dimensions, but when I have them, I will put them here, okay? So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm going to move these X's over, and I'm going to ungroup those because they're individual. You can move them around. So that way, say you only wanted 1 X, you could put 1. You could put more than 1 if you wanted to duplicate it. But I am going to do a rectangle. So I'm going to bring in a rectangle. And let's say that the width is 0.5 and the height is, I don't know, 1. Again, I'm just guesstimating here because I haven't measured yet. You would measure the bottom of your item. And I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to want 3 places to put my little Pez, like, packets, you know, that come with it. And so I am going to keep my X's, and I'm going to place them just wherever I want those to sit. And don't do them too close to the edge, remember, because that's where the acetate's going to be. So just about like that. Then you'll just have to hold Shift, and select your rectangle and the circle. Go to Combine and Subtract, and that's going to cut that out. And then go ahead and move this to the back. Select and send it back. So now I've got my 3 X's and I've got my hole for the Pez dispenser. And the last thing to do is going to be to attach all of the lines. So let me move these over here. And I am going to, any piece that has a dashed line on it or a line of any kind. So these have dashed lines. This one has a dashed line here, here, here. I've got my X's and I've got my slits. I'm just going to click any of those pieces that have the lines, click, and hit attach. Click, attach, click, attach, click, attach, click, attach, click, attach, attach, and did we already attach? Oh no, I have to select all of it. Select all of it and attach. Okay. And now this is ready to cut. It's also worth noting you can definitely cut your acetate with scissors if you wanted to. I'm going to use like a little tabletop paper cutter. I just don't like cutting acetate on the Cricut. It always gets like bent up. So I am going to delete this, but you are free to cut your acetate with your Cricut if you want to. And let's hit make. And it should cut on, yes, cuts on 2 mats. It's a bummer. I almost got it to cut on 1. It's like just right there. But you are going to have to use 2 mats. If you made it like a teeny bit smaller, if your items could stand, you know, to take a smaller size, you could sneak that guy onto 1 mat. But otherwise, you've got 1 and like a tiny bit of another mat. So this thing is ready to cut, and I am going to cut this out, and then I'm going to move over to my workspace, and I will show you how to put this together, both with foam strips and without. And again, if you are not using foam strips, you won't have this connector and this connector. So actually, it will be all on 1 mat, which is just so lovely. So I'm going to move over to my workspace, and I will see you there. Thanks for watching.